If you watch live streams, you probably already know what a virtual YouTuber is, but for those of you that don't, I'll give you a quick rundown. Basically, it's the same as a regular streamer, but instead of a face cam, they use a 2D animated avatar of an anime character that tracks their facial expressions, mouth movements, blinking, etc. They originated in Japan, but have since expanded globally, and now many English VTubers are at the top of the game. In mid to late 2020, a certain global event was in progress, so everyone was stuck at home, which meant a lot more people were doing things that you do behind a computer, i.e. watching things like YouTube and Twitch. A combination of viral videos and the debut of the inaugural generation of HoloLive English caused VTubing to explode in popularity. So now, many of the largest VTubers are English-speaking VTubers, and they've essentially become mainstream in online culture. I would put English-speaking VTubers into two categories: corporation VTubers and independent VTubers. Independent VTubers acquire their own design for a character and pay to have the model animated and rigged. They are their own boss, basically. Corporation VTubers, however, are different. The corporation provides everything for the VTuber, and in exchange, they are expected to abide by the company's rules, and the company takes a cut of their earnings. So, HoloLive Production. It was founded in 2016 by this man. It was initially a tech company in the VR space. They created a smartphone app for real-time avatar motion capture, but it expanded into virtual YouTubers by 2017. When they transitioned into the VTuber space, they simply reworked their app to be used for virtual YouTuber models instead of avatars, and people could audition to be VTubers remotely with just their phone. VTubers as a concept had only just been brought into relevance in 2016 by Kizuna AI, so they were pretty early into the game. After 5 generations of Japanese VTubers, they finally expanded into English VTubers on September 12, 2020, when Mori Calliope debuted as the first of her generation. On October 20th, her gen mate, Garagura, was the first member of HoloLive to hit 1 million subscribers. This was only 37 days after she debuted, and she shot past the Japanese members of HoloLive that were about to hit the milestone after years of streaming. In retrospect, this was pretty indicative of how popular English VTubing was about to be. On June 30th, 2021, Gura passed Kizuna AI to become the most subscribed to VTuber in the world, and since that date, the most popular VTuber has never again been a non-English VTuber. HoloLive English basically caused the English VTubing scene to blow up overnight. Independent and corporation VTubers started popping up left and right, and nowadays many of the most watched VTubers are EN. So hopefully you have a decent basic understanding of what I mean when I say EN VTubing. It's important to note that since HoloLive English was the single most important factor in the creation of the English VTubing scene, it has in one way or another influenced many of the English-speaking VTubers that came after it. The issue here lies with the fact that HoloLive is a Japanese company. Now, I'm not going to get into any of the issues with Japanese culture that this issue stems from, because there's almost certainly already videos on that, and it's pretty complicated, but I will talk about the Japanese idol industry. The CEO of Cover Corporation, Yago, said that he wanted this company to be built like a Japanese idol company, and so HoloLive is run like a Japanese idol talent management agency. Much of what is usually expected of Japanese idols is visible in the VTubers of HoloLive, never revealing your romantic partner, revenue through merchandise from a parasocial audience, using the term Oshi to describe one's favorite, and members of the group leaving through something called graduation. Most importantly for this video, however, is that they are absolutely forbidden from saying anything political or controversial in any way whatsoever. It has unfortunately stuck with HoloLive with all of their VTubers, regardless of their target audience. The same month that the first generation of HoloLive English debuted, 2 of their Japanese members, Akai Hato and Kiryu Koko, both mentioned Taiwan when discussing their YouTube analytics. Following the backlash from Chinese people online, HoloLive released a public statement condemning the act and suspended them both for 3 weeks, their own VTubers. And there's been virtually nothing remotely political out of HoloLive since then. When Trump's tariffs hit Japanese imports earlier this year, Kiara and Kelly were so incredibly vague that this clip is basically meaningless unless you know exactly what it is about.
Lori's sweater is on sale, but also don't feel pressured to buy my sweater. Things are crazy right now.
Oh,
Crazy.
yeah.
So don't feel pressured.
Which, of course, guys, the members are also concerned about it and talking to management like, please do something.
Yes.
And I'm sure that management also would love to sell more merchandise, and therefore we need to think of a way to fix it or pause or whatever. We can't promise anything yet, but we're all concerned about it.
Everybody, literally everybody is like, poke. This needs to be fixed ASAP. But we'll see what happens.
Pause.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's nothing Cover can actually do about it outside of activism. There's only a few people that can actually change things, and all of those people are a part of the United States government. So right now, fans kind of just have to tank the extra costs if they want to order merch to the US. This apoliticism can be seen like throughout the whole English VTubing community. Not a single large VTuber has a public position on any political movement, ideology, candidate, rated it nothing.
Well, almost any VTubers.
There are exceptions, because there are numerous far-right VTubers with a sizable audience. Meanwhile, the largest VTuber I've been able to find that seems to be a leftist is Nyara VT, and she's not very big. So this brings us to the Nazi bar. There's a few different versions of it, but this is basically how it goes. A Nazi shows up at a bar with his SS tattoo and swastikas on his jacket, and he's not kicked out. This is noteworthy for him because usually Nazis are not even let inside. He tells his Nazi friends, "Hey guys, I found a bar that doesn't kick out Nazis." He brings a bunch of his Nazi friends who also don't get kicked out. As this is happening, the other patrons of the bar are seeing all these Nazis show up, and they understandably think, I don't feel comfortable being here with all these Nazis around. Slowly, the bar loses all its regular customers as it gains more Nazi customers, until the regular people are all gone. Just by not kicking out that first Nazi, the previously regular bar has become a Nazi bar. This, I believe, is currently in progress in the VTuber community. When people push far-right ideas like racism, conspiracy theories, anti-Semitism, queerphobia, stuff like that in other spheres, the response to them is both severe and widely circulated. They are ostracized, blacklisted. However, when there was a literal Nazi VTuber, not only were there 4 other VTubers that were fine with her, even willing to join a group with her in it, but I did not hear a peep from any VTuber bigger than like 50k followers on Twitch that wasn't from someone already on the far right. Even now, as much as I would like it to happen, it would feel kind of strange to see someone like Zentreya publicly condemning a Nazi. Big VTubers are just that apolitical. Vtubing is currently a breeding ground for far-right VTubers. There's a ton of medium-sized VTubers that have expressed extremist views, and there are consequences that go beyond online harassment when your community has a growing Nazi faction. The gunman arrested at the Nashville protest in June that had Pipkin Pippa written on his weapon was a huge Kirsch fan. For many that aren't familiar with online culture, this could easily have been their first exposure to VTubers. We are going to gain a reputation for being Nazis. Unless we start taking this problem seriously, the VTuber community is going to start looking like the Blue Archive fanbase. Large VTubers need to make it clear that they stand against bigotry. I understand the argument that they don't want to alienate a portion of their audience, but if someone leaves your audience because you say you stand against bigotry, then that's not someone you want in your audience anyway.